Yes, once again, promotion aptitude test candidate are going to write. Now the portal is opened and um, you need to you need to start the preparation now um, till you write your promotion aptitude test. That is why it is good time for me to always come and share with you something that will serve you as a guide to help you go through your promotion aptitude test successfully. So tonight I come to you once again to share one or few things that you need to be aware of going to write your promotion aptitude test. Those joining me, you're most welcome. Try and like this video, share with those who are going to write the promotion aptitude test, and leave your challenges behind in the comment section um, to be addressed or to be solved. Then I'm also using this time or this opportunity to appeal to you that you can also support us to bring you the life or the time. You can contribute your quota, any amount ranging from 20 Ghana cedis upwards. You can also contribute for us to buy data and serve you what you want all the time. So it's an appeal. The Momo line is just on your screen, and the name is Agromekwajo, but my brand name is the Sesame. So you can contribute your quota. Try and contribute so that we'll try all our possible best to bring you whatever you need to pass your promotion aptitude test. We have created a lot of videos concerning the promotion aptitude test. You can also go through those videos, learn something before the promotion aptitude test um, gets started. So it's much of importance. So contribute your quota, or you can contribute something for us to buy data and bring you the promotion aptitude test. So support us. It's an appeal. Support us so that we can bring you um, this aptitude test discussions all the time. There are a lot of questions that we need to glance through before we go and write your promotion aptitude test. So right from now till the time that you'll be going to write your promotion aptitude test, we need to be on this platform so that we can learn something, share something together. Those who have not gotten the opportunity, you can decide to share the information with them and let them come and join us so that we'll write our promotion exams. So let's just dive and see some few questions areas. Today, I'm going to be more specific on, most of the questions that we'll be dealing with will be from AD2 up to DD. These are questions that you need to be very careful. The principal superintendent, they can also join, but I will be dealing with the assistant director 2 up to DD questions. And you need to be very careful with these questions when you're going to write your promotion aptitude test. So let's just jump or dive into or set the ball rolling to see some of the questions that we may always be very careful. The year 2024, most of the previous questions drop in all the ranks. So when you're learning, learn the right thing to help you pass your promotion aptitude test. And when you are learning, let me give you this clue. When you are reading your questions, always take the questions carefully, because another um, um, questions can relate to the answers that are being provided in some of the questions that you have glanced through. So when you're reading the questions, always be very careful. Understand the answers, the wrong one and the correct one. Get understanding of them before you proceed to another question. So let's just set the ball rolling for tonight. Support us as I say. So how funds, that's the question one that we are dealing with. How funds in a given period will be obtained and spent is known as what? Is it receipts? Is it budget? Is it allocation or expenditure? So how funds are being given out or being obtained and being spent is known as the budget. It's known as the budget. So how funds in a given period will be obtained and spent is known as the budget. So have this in mind. When you meet it anywhere, you can do justice to it. So all financial transactions of a school occurring from day to day is entered into what book? It is entered into the cash book. The cash book. The cash book. So all financial transactions within a day is entered into the cash book. So have it in mind when you meet it anywhere. So the cash book is where all the entries of the day-to-day transactions of the school is being entered into. So have it in mind. It is not logbook, it is not service book, and it is not stock register, but it's the cash book. That is where all transactions of the school occurring from the day to day is entered. That is the cash book. Have it in mind. Then let's proceed to see. So all transactions should be entered into which register? All transactions should be entered into which register? So it should be entered into the cash register. The cash register. So have it in mind. Now, evaluation that monitors the learning progress is called what? Evaluation that monitors the learning progress or the instructional progress is known as formative evaluation. So formative evaluation is done when the lesson is in progress. When the lesson is in progress, when teaching and learning is going on, that's the time that we do formative evaluation. Make value judgment about the learning in progress. So have it in mind. So that is this. So evaluation that monitors the learning progress is known as formative evaluation. So the question can be twisted in any other way, and you may you may struggle. So when you are reading or when you're going through your questions, you need to be very, very careful. Now, permanent difficulties in learning are investigated through what type of assessment? If learners are going through difficulties when you want to introduce the instructions, what type of assessment is needed? So we need diagnostic assessment. You need to diagnose the learners' learning difficulties, then before you can proceed with your lesson. So diagnostic assessment is the one that we use to identify the strengths and the weaknesses of the learners. So if you want to start an instruction or you want to start teaching, then you need diagnostic assessment to help you identify the weaknesses, the challenges of the learners to help you move forward and address their issues. So have it in mind. Then in a multiple choice items, the stem of the items should be what? Should be meaningful. It should be understandable. There shouldn't be any ambiguity. So if a question, you are setting a question, the question should be meaningful. When we are saying multiple choice items, we are talking about multiple choice questions. When you are setting these questions, they need to be meaningful. When the test taker is reading it, they should be able to understand the test items to help them answer the question. So questions should be meaningful to help them to help the test taker to answer the questions that you want. Now, the main purpose of supervision of teaching should be what? It should be in the advancement of the learners. It should be in the interest of the learners. That's why we do supervision. So officers that come to your various schools to do supervision, they do it um, with a sense of helping the learners to achieve what they are supposed to achieve, or what they are supposed to learn, or the outcome that they want from the learners. So any supervision that is done, it is done in the interest or in the advancement of the learners' welfare. So have it in mind. So the main purpose of supervision is the advancement of the people's or the learners' welfare or the student welfare. Now let's look at um, another question. Supervision should be primary of what? It should be constructive and creative. So any supervision or any supervisor or any CISO that comes to supervise the work of your teaching, it should be constructive. You should be able to um, have the same mind with the teacher. Then you sit down, any issues that are there, you address it. And creative, you need to be creative. Any supervision should be primary, constructive, and creative. You may meet questions from this area, and you need to be very careful when it comes in the promotion aptitude test. Now, the basic purpose of supervision is to help children learn more effectively. So um the basic purpose, that's why I earlier said that the advancement of the learner's welfare. So any supervision that is done, the basic motive is children learn more effectively, or to improve learning, or to bring better outcome of learning. So have it in mind when you meet it in the promotion aptitude test, you're able to do justice to these questions. Now, let's look at another questions that you may meet and you may struggle. And they are much of importance that you consider these questions when you want to pass your promotion aptitude test. The criticism most frequently leveled at the administration or school administration is that leadership failed to provide leadership. So most of the challenges that happen in our various schools, in our various learning institutions, with the heads of these institutions, are because the leader there could not provide leadership guidance to um, his staff or the learners or the institution as well. And if that is so, it brings about failure on the part of that leader, and that leader need to beware of these things. Now, the school headmaster are expected to do, or they are expected to put into operation the course of study. They need to put into the operation of the course of the study. It is the work of the leader to see to it that learning takes place, or teaching and learning happen in the um, in the school. So it is the work of the head to do all these things. Now let's look at this question. A supervisor is one who provide a friendly help. Any CISO or any CS that comes and does not provide a friendly help and be hostile, that is not the modern way of secure supervisors work. You need to be friendly and able to work with the teachers and see their problems, their challenges, then help them in collaboration with them to solve the problem that they are facing. So you don't need to come and want the teacher to be so intense or be frustrated in his or her teaching. You need to be friendly. You need to provide a friendly help, a very conducive atmosphere for your um, your teachers to help them solve their problem. So have in mind. Now, the effective supervision is indicated by what? It is indicated by helping the teachers become more sufficient with the knowledge and provide effective teaching and learning. So, if you are an officer who is coming to supervise, you should be able to help the teachers become more self-efficient, become knowledgeable in their field of teaching, because you are bringing the new ideas. And as the second supervisor, you are more advanced. You learn new educational policies that will help the learners learn very well. So you need to help your teachers to be more advanced in this aspect. We are going small, 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 and we will get to where you need to pay more attention to the administrative aspect of the work. Now, the chief responsibility of the principal is to provide leadership in the instructional planning. So, the work of um, the principal is to provide leadership in any instructional planning. It is much of importance that you get to know this. Then organize and administer the guidance program. Um, so let's take this question. Indication of a democratic attitude is that democratic attitude. So, indication of a democratic attitude, that is the style of leadership. That is talk about transformational leadership. You have authoritative or autocratic or authoritarian leadership. We have a democratic leadership. So, the attitude of any democratic leader or any democratic attitude should be participation. Everybody should be participate in decision making. Then there should be a cooperation among them. Then equal rights in every democratic environment. So these are some of the attitudes or some of the characteristics of a democratic leader or democratic environment. So there is participation, cooperation, and equal right in this environment. So have it in mind before you go and write. You may meet them um, any any way, or you can meet any of the questions in the promotion exams, and you need to be very careful with um, these questions. When you meet them, you are able to go through with them and pass your promotion aptitude test. Now let's look at another question. Then the function of educational administration and management is that they should have the instructional tasks that they should manage, then non-instructional tasks that they should manage. So they should have two tasks in any educational environment. So the function of educational administration and management is that they have one, the instructional tasks to accomplish, and two, they have the non-instructional tasks to accomplish. So the non any educational leader in this environment, you need to guide in the aspect of the instructional tasks. You need to guide your teachers to teach your learners. Then there are other non-instructional tasks six that you need to also perform as a leader, and one of them is about behavioral management of the people or the the staff. Then you also have budgetary preparation that you need to look at. Those are non-instructional taxes that you need to engage yourself in. So when we are talking about instructional tax, it is connected with the teaching and learning. Then the instructional taxes are the one that are not connected with teaching and learning. So have it in mind. So the provision, for example, the provision of good educational environment is a non-instructional tax. The provision of a good educational environment, good classroom, good school compound cleaning and everything. These are example of non-instructional taxes that the leader of that institution need to have it in mind. Now let's look at this question again. So which is not the type of administration that we have in teaching and learning? So we have authoritarian administration, we have laissez-faire administration, we have democratic administration, we have transactional administration or transform. Then we also have transformational administration. So you need to learn this. So we don't have instructional administration. We don't have instructional administration, but we have authoritarian, or we have autocratic, we have authoritarian, we have democratic, we have laissez-faire, we have um, transactional, then we have transformational administration. Everything goes with the leadership style. So have it in mind. So which is not the characteristic of the authoritarian administration. So in each leadership style, there are characteristics that it binds with that leadership style. So it's, this question is saying which is not a characteristic of authoritative administration. So authoritative administration is rude, is rude, is very strict, and suppresses the subordinate. So authoritative um, administration, there is no participation so much by the staff. Their views are not taken most of the times, or their views are mostly relegated in decision making. So the authoritative administration, there is no sharing, there is no cooperation, there is no participation, there is no cordial relationship among the staff or the subordinates and um, the head of the institution. So the one that is not part of the authoritative administration is sharing. They don't share. They don't believe in sharing. They believe in a rude. They believe in a very strict discipline, and most of the time suppresses the subordinate. So have it in mind. So um, authoritative administration is based on most of the time dictatorship. They they dictate for the subordinates in the school environment. So when you are living with, or when you are with a head in your institution and he dictates everything all the time, that head is an authoritative leader or autocratic leader, or um, a dictator in your school environment. So have it in mind. Now let's look at democratic administration is based on these principles. That is why I'm saying today we are much of our much discussion is based on the administration. So have it in mind. So democratic administration is based on what? Is based on mutual sharing, it is based on influence, it is based on participation, it is based on cooperation, it is based on a shared ideas. But they um they don't believe in dictatorship, or they don't believe in the rude, and they don't believe in um suppression. They work with a mutual sharing of ideas and building the institution. So have it in mind. It is much of important. Now let us look at laissez-faire. Laissez-faire is also another administration, and it's based on, it does not based on mutual sharing, or it does not based on dictatorship, it does not based on suppression. What it is based on is non-interference. When a leader, such a leader is in your environment, he behave as if that nothing concern, or there's no care about anybody. That is a laissez-faire attitude leader. So have it in mind that if you meet them in somewhere in the promotion exams, you're able to answer it and answer it well. Now the boss is right is the future of what type of administration. The boss is always right. The boss is always right. The head is always right. The head teacher is always right. The headmaster is always right. What type of administration is this? This one is um, uh, authoritative administration, authoritarian administration, and autocratic administration. All these are in one bracket. So authoritarian administration, the boss is always right. What the boss always give is always right. The boss decision is always right, and all the subordinates do not have a say in whatever they do. Then the respect of opinion is a feature of what type of administration? The respect of opinion, or sharing of opinion in this administration is called democratic administration. Democratic administration. So have it in mind. Today we are going. Most of the questions are based on administration. You need to have this. You may meet them in any aspect of your questions. Now, the sense of responsibility is not cared in what administration. This one is a laissez-faire um, type of administration. Nobody cares about the responsibilities. The leader does not care, the subordinates do not care about the responsibility that they are performing in. So when you go to a certain school and things are anyhow, and nobody cares, the children are moving anyhow, nobody cares about their welfare or their guidance. This type is a laissez-faire type of leadership. So have it in mind. Now, let's do more questions before we good. Now, the assessment of how well a teaching is performing is known as what? The assessment of how well a school is performing is known as inspection. So when they come for inspection, they are coming to inspect how the performance of the learners, how the performance of the school is moving on in that school environment. So anything that they come that deals with the performance of the learners or the performance of the school or the performance of the leader in the school, they are talking about inspection. They are coming to inspect the progress of the learners, the progress of the school, the progress of the leader. Now, let's look at this question too, that good you may need to take good note of before you go and write your promotion exams. Please don't forget to like this video and don't forget to subscribe. Subscribing is much important, and you can also support us. Um, the Momo line there, you can also support me to bring you this important information all the time. So don't forget to contribute your quota so that we'll buy data and serve you right, bring you the best all the time. To make arrangement is the part of what? Now we are entering into the administrative functioning of every school leader. So to make arrangements is part of what? Is part of organization. So when you are organizing, you are making arrangement. So in organization, you make arrangement to have the program or the activities run very well. So to make arrangement is part of organization. So organization deal with arrangement. Arrangement is part of organization. So have this one too in mind when you meet them. Then the execution of plan and decision is part of what? Is part of commanding. So when you command your subordinate, they'll execute they'll execute your plan and decisions that you have taken at the board or at the meetings that you have gone through. So commanding is a way of executing the plans and the decisions that you have taken. So in every execution, there is a command for anything to be done right. There is a command by a leader. There is a guidance by a leader. So have it in mind. So the execution of plans and decisions is part of commanding. Commanding. So you have to have this in mind. Then bringing harmonies amongst all the element of program is known as bringing harmonies. You don't want any collusion in dealing with the activities that is ongoing. So if you don't want collusion, you don't want conflict of the activities, then this one you are bringing harmonies amongst all the elements of program that is being executed, and this is known as coordinating. So when you are coordinating, you are harmonizing amongst the elements of the program. So have it in mind. Now, the school budget includes two most key things that need to be executed. One is a non-development expenditure. So a school budget includes two things. One, it includes the non-development expenditure. Then two, development expenditure. We'll explain it later about the non-development expenditure and development expenditure. So have it in mind. So a school budget include two things: non-development expenditure and development expenditure. Good. So when we are talking about non-development budget include the following. So those that do not, those that include non-development in the school budget are the maintenance of the school building. This one is not uh, a developmental um, um, budget, or it's not something that you develop. then running expenditure, then salaries. These are non-development expenditures. These are non-development expenditures included in the school budget. Have it in mind. Then leadership is the ability. Leadership. What is leadership? So when we talk about what is leadership, you may meet it in different forms in your promotion aptitude test, and you must know how to handle it. So leadership is the ability of what? One, leadership is the ability to achieve the organizational objectives. So if you are a leader, your main focus, your main ability, or your main gender is to achieve the organizational goal, then to influence your staff to work in line with you. So you need to influence your staff to help you achieve your organizational goal. Then you need to have the ability to motivate your staff. If you're a leader and you're not able to encourage your staff to do and do better, then you better step out in your school for someone who has that kind of ability or leadership ability to come and join. Then staff development means what? Staff development. Staff development means training the staff, having PLC, having in-service training with your staff. So staff development means training the staff, having in-service um, activities with them to broaden their horizon, to broaden their knowledge in the field of teaching. Sometimes, not that you don't know, but you might forgotten. If you have a staff being developed, you refresh their mind towards what you want to achieve in your school. So have it in mind. You may meet these questions. Then selecting one course of action among the various alternative is what? It is called decision making. So you have various alternative um, ways to solve a problem. Then you select one particular solution, one particular decision, one particular way to solve a problem is known as a decision making. So selecting one course of action among the various alternatives is known as decision making. So have this in mind when you want to write your promotion exams. Then you may need to also take good note of these um, propounders of modern or scientific leadership or management theories. You need to learn something about the management theories, the scientific management theories of school administration. It is much important that you know this while we are dealing with their respective roles of leadership. You also need to learn those who propounded these management theories. So, who is called the father of the scientific management theory? That is Frederick Taylor. Frederick Taylor is known as the scientific management theory. He propounded the scientific management theory. In some subsequent days, I will come and um, have you brief about this scientific management theory. Try to remember me. So, Frederick Taylor is the father of the scientific management theory. Have it in mind before you go and write. Then, who is the father of the operational management theory? Who is the father or who propounded the operational management theory? That is Henry Fayol. Henry Fayol. Henry Fayol is the father of the operational management theory. So the scientific one is Frederick Taylor, and the operational management theory is Henry Fayol. Have it in mind before you go and write your promotion exams. So developing alternative is a step of what? It's a step of planning, developing. Now, the other question says that selecting from different alternative means decision making. But when you're developing the alternatives, when you're developing the alternative is planning. So developing alternative to solve a particular problem is what we term as planning. So have it in mind when you meet them in the promotion aptitude test. Have it in mind. You may meet them and you may be fumbling. Don't fumble with these questions. Don't fumble with these questions. So let's look at one or two questions, then we bring the curtains to an end, or we roll back the bed. Now, the type of supervision encouraging variety, originality, and independent um, experimentation is known as what? The types of supervision creating variety. The last time we talked about type of supervision, we talk about types of supervision. So go back through the videos and learn about these types of supervision. So types of supervision that is encouraging variety, or that is encouraging creativity, that is encouraging originality, that is encouraging independent experimentation is known as a creative supervision. Creative supervision. So we have type of supervision. We have the corrective supervision, preventive supervision. Then we have creative supervision. So the creative supervision is the one that brings out, or that encourages variety, that encourages originality, that encourages independent experimentation or creativity in supervision. So creative supervision does that. So have it in mind when you are going to write your promotion aptitude test. Now, directing must be consistent with the following. Directing, when you're directing, you are a leader, you want to direct your subordinates to work in line with you. So, directing must be consistent with the procedures that you are working with, or the rules that we are working with. The directing must be consistent with the job description that you're occupying that position. Then direction will be consistent with the organizational policies. So when you are a leader and you are directing, you need to be consistent with the procedures or the guidelines or the rules or the regulations. Then your job description, it should be consistent with your job description. What are you as a head need to do? So when you're directing, you need to be consistent with your job description. Then you need to be when you're directing to, you need to be consistent with your organizational policies. It is much important that you look at all this before you go and write your promotion exams. Now let's add more. We have spent about 43 minutes to 44 minutes, but it is enjoyable. Now, the power delegated through an organization is known as what? The power delegated through the organizational structure is known as decentralization. So when power moves from the central point down to the lower point, that is power delegation, and that it is called decentralization. So when power moves from the central to the local, it is called what? It is called decentralization. So have it in mind. Now, let us look at more questions before we draw the curtains down. Then, The smallest interacting part of a system is called the component. So the smallest interacting part of the system is called the component. You may meet questions from variety of um, questions that you need to know. Now, I want to deal with about three questions, then I'll draw the curtains down. Then all financial transaction um, of a school occurring from the day to day is entered into the cash book. We have mentioned it before, so have it in mind. See, these questions keep on um, happening in any of the ranks, and you need to be very careful. So the let me look at this question. Um, Now, the process of directing others towards the accomplishment of some objective is known as the process of directing others towards the accomplishment of some objective is known as managing. You're managing others, you're directing others towards the achievement of your goals that you have set. And the last question, then we draw the the curtains down. Now, a choice made between two or more alternatives is known as decision making. You see how questions are asked. So a choice made between two or more alternatives is known as decision making. So we'd like to end here and see us in our next tutorials tomorrow. Don't forget to like, give a thumbs up of this video. Don't forget to subscribe, and don't forget to support us using the Momo line on the screen. Support us so that right from now till the time that you are going to write your promotion aptitude test, you're able to bring you something valuable, something to depend on before you go and write your promotion exams. I salute you. Have a good night. We shall meet another time tomorrow. Tomorrow 7:30. If God willing, we shall meet again. So contribute your quota for us to bring you more of this promotion aptitude test. Have a good night and God bless everybody. Bye bye.